What shapes in the nebula are Dawlet and Hey? The last letter constellations that make up the Tebah box are Dawlet and Hey. Dawlet traditionally means door and makes a d sound at the top front of your mouth near your teeth. Our jaws can open and close the door of our mouth to mimic the sound that a door makes. D. Hey is traditionally a h sound, as a tunnel of air passes over your tongue, like a wind through a vent hole. The description of the ark in Genesis 6 does not have the words Dawlet or Hey, but rather words with a similar meaning. Verse 16 reads, "You shall make a window for light, a zohar, for the ark, and finish it a cubit from the top, and set the door opening, petach, of the ark, in the side of it. You shall make it with lower, second, and third decks." Now the word for door in Genesis 6 is petach, and not Dawlet. However, in Genesis 19, both words are found together, describing the entrance and its door. It reads, "But Lot went out from them at the doorway, the petach, and shut the door, the delet, behind him." Similarly, the word in the narrative for window is zohar and has the sense of light. The letter Hey comes up later in this narrative. There is more to describe with these two letters, but for the time being, we will continue through the narrative. What happens when we connect the bright stars around the constellations for Tebah to enclose the box? Genesis 6 reads, "The length of the ark, 300 cubits, its breadth, 50 cubits, and its height, 30 cubits. To summarize, the letters of the Hebrew alphabet have traditional meanings to them. These traditional letter meanings seem to relate to common names that were assigned to nebula in the past. If the common name has been preserved, then we should be able to find a nebula that matches the shape of the common name. Next, we find a nebula in the same region that matches the shape of the letter itself. The combination of the common name and the shape of the letter provide us hints as to the sound of the letter. The letter shapes in the nebula are then transferred to constellation stars that are along the path of the ecliptic. This, then, similar to the symbols on the face of a watch, can be used as a set of symbols for a calendar to track the passing of time. As with any preliminary studies, this is at best only a rough attempt at decrypting an ancient Alef Tav star calendar system. A short summary of the letter constellation that spells out Tebah or box. We have Tav, it means sign or mark, the first letter to mark out the word Tebah. Alef, an ox, representing clean animals by sevens. Bet, a house representing Noah's house, or household family. Gimel, camel representing the unclean animals by twos. Dawlet, the door or opening, and Hey, the window or vent for light. The narrative will now use the ark and its contents as a timepiece to track the passing of time. It is pretty impressive how the Tebah region morphs into a new shape which we will look at later in this narrative. For time's sake, I will flash a few frames of other things to note. Feel free to pause them if you want.